Good morning, my people. What's up, world? It is Saturday, September 27th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him all things is possible. Top of the top to all my people. Saturday morning, hoping that you guys are getting rest today. Even though it's Saturday, some people still have to move out there to go to work. So please, safe travels to everybody who needs to get somewhere today. Rather it be work, a party, wherever you're going, especially for my workers, please get to work safe, no rush. And if you are late, that is your fault. Do not hurt anybody trying to get to work because you are late. Please be aware of your surroundings and everything that surrounds you. To all my kids today, find different ways to have fun. And if you have friends that don't know the definition of that, then I suggest you remove yourself away from them. Hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and with knowing with Him all things is possible. Happy Saturday morning to all my kings and queens, my boys and girls, everybody. Yeah, I know you're not used to seeing me on an early Saturday. I usually come on a little later, but we're going to start it off early, right? Um, no, I haven't done the word of the day in a while, but today is going to be the day. We're going to get back. And the word of the day is remove. Remove is going to be the word of the day. We're going to get to that. And we just going to chop it up. Right. So for everybody who has been, also everybody who's been subscribing to me, who's been watching my YouTube shorts, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. I'm paying attention to the subscribers and how I'm not far from my goal, and I appreciate y'all. As much trash as I talk about it, I be serious, but at the same time, I appreciate y'all. Um, just keep spreading the love, and I'm gonna keep coming to y'all what y'all need to hear. All right, so let's go. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If it's your first time here at the Morning Chop Ups or at the channel, welcome everybody. For you guys that don't know what we do over here in the Morning Chop Ups, the Morning Chop Ups, we just have different discussions, different topics about different things, things that people can relate to. Um, some people may not understand, but I always try to make it make sense for the people who understand what it feels like. Depends on whatever it is that I'm talking about. So somebody comes over here, and if these topics are not for you, then hey, it is what it is. So when we think about the word remove, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Um, I've always preached about and talked about removing ourselves from situations that we don't belong in. Um, because it's always safe to protect your space and your peace. I've always mentioned that. I know people get tired of hearing it, but it is what it is. It's very important that we do that. In order to protect your space and your peace, you have to remove yourself from certain people and certain things that put you in harm's way. So anybody who's coming in, smash the like button. Good morning. If you didn't hear, the word of the day is remove. Um, and I'm noticing more and more of how much that word means. You know, every year we have this thing where before the new year comes in, how y'all say, yo, it's time to start cleansing. It's time to start getting rid of people off your Instagram and getting rid of people off your YouTube or getting rid of people on your Facebook. And I'm like, yeah, we always do that, but I don't think we should always have to wait till the new year to do it. You know, that New Year's resolution is really doesn't exist anymore. Now you don't need that to do something, to to remove something. But I think about it and I go, okay, like recently I had started removing people, and I said, I'm not waiting till the new year to do it. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now because it would only be the right thing to do, because for some people they don't serve a purpose in our life. um some people, we don't need them around, so it's always best to go ahead and do that, to make sure we protect our space and peace. Good morning, one of my favorite guests, my Brooklyn brother. I want y'all to go subscribe to him, not now, but right now. The Underrated Darkness, the underrated one, the number one grinder, the best kept secret on YouTube. My Brooklyn brother, good morning.
Good morning to you.
What's going on, my good brother?
I'm all right, man. I'm just maintaining. Salute to you and the family.
Yes, sir. So the word of the day that we was using, even though this was the chop up, the word of the day was, is remove. And remove is a great word because you know just as well as I do, there was times me and you on these YouTube streets, we had to remove ourselves from people
Yep.
that we thought were cool with us, or we thought we were cool with them, and then we found out who they really were. And sometimes it's not just, and this is not just a YouTube thing. We find this out even with family, that you got to remove yourself. So, I mean, and that's the safest thing that you can do in the world. And, I always talk about safety underrated. I always mention
Yep.
safety. I always mention how we just have to be aware of our surroundings. And I know people might get tired of hearing it, but it's the truth. It's very important because if you look at the world we live in, it seems like the world is getting smaller and smaller, and walls are closing in.
Yep.
And if you don't be careful and you're in a situation that you don't remove yourself from, just all right, put it this way. And when I mean remove, even somebody that's in an abusive relationship, at some point you got to remove yourself from it,
Hmm.
or you'll be removed, if
Hmm.
you know what I mean. Because then you won't have to worry about removing yourself. The person that's abusing you, they're gonna remove you themselves, and then you won't be here to tell your story. So um having remove as a word of the day, whether people want to hear it or not, I really don't care. um it's necessary. When you think of remove, underrated, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Take be take myself away from toxic toxic spaces. Make sure that you yourself to be pure, positive,
Yeah.
not accepting other people negativity. That's deliberately trying to pour into you. That's part of it. I can go on and on and on, but that's what comes to my mind.
Is it safe to say the reason why you ended up in VA wasn't just because you needed a new start, a new scenery, a new breath of fresh air, but you might have been in a situation where you had to remove yourself from something or someone. And
Both.
it's not to say you were running, but it
No.
was just, you know what? I need to remove myself. And as much as I love New York and I'm from here, I need a brand new start, and I don't need it in another borough. I don't need it in New Jersey. I don't need it in Connecticut or Philly. I need to get as far away as I can.
Well, for me, I was put in a situation, at the, it was about to happen,
Yeah.
But I took upon myself because I want better. I just want better, you know. When I
Yeah.
was living at, you know, it was I was respected where I was at. Yeah, I was respected, but at the end of the day, self had I pray to God about it, and to this day I thank my older brother for it. I had to make that move to Virginia because because the situation I was in, I was not happy. I was being disrespected, and I had to go.
But before making that move in your life, was there
Mm-hmm.
ever some people or situations where you said, before making that move now, did you ever say to yourself, I'm sure we all said it at one time, let me remove myself from this situation before it turns out bad for either me or the other person, but mostly the other person, because we all know what we can do. Sometimes we all don't know our own strength, but we know what we can do. So there was times where you say, you know what? Let me get away from. I love you, your family, but let me get away from you because you're gonna make me treat you like a random person in the street. So let me remove myself from you.
It got to that, but for me, it was not like putting hand on. But I know that what that's a good point. That's a good point to make, brother, because as a man, when you say that, they say, "Oh, you put to put a hand on anybody." No, it don't have to be. You have to put a hand on anybody. It's just by other actions can happen. It can have long term effects, and so for me, I had to do it. You know what I mean? I have to do it, and time after time again in my life, and so for me, get back to the story to Virginia, you leave, you know, you got somewhere to stay. The shelter was not a problem because my brother offered me shelter. But the point is to start over again. And that was not the problem. Trust me, that wasn't the problem for me. It's just the problem is that to get on with your life. Because almost 46 years of my life was in New York. You
Yeah.
know, that's the people understand. It's not like I left when I was 30. I was going on 46 when I left. I left. Matter of fact, I got put out 3 days, 3 days before my birthday. I got put out on June 1st, 2012. Okay, at the time I was going to college. At that time I was like finish up my finals.
Mm.
So things was like so. Then also, I had I was doing quite a few things around the community at that time, and so things was looking up. But what where I'm at right now was not solid. I was being disrespected, and so I was get put out, and my brother took me in. Took that long took the bus ride, and then I remember I got off of Newport News. Excuse me. And I remember it was a rainstorm. It was a bad rainstorm. And it was raining so hard that only you could see lights. So it was like trees, it was trees like, was around the streets. And so I remember my brother, beep, 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 I'm here, I'm here. And I ran in and I got in the car. And I remember he said, "You hungry?" I said, "Yeah, I want McDonald's." He said, I know that you're hurting, but it's gonna be all right. And when you be with somebody for years, you know, that you think about stuff like that too. But I knew that this is I have to be at. And so and then that's when little by little, I stayed with my brother for a few months. Then I was in June. That September, I got my own place in Newport News. Because I was living in Hampton, Virginia. Then I moved to Newport News. Newport News in Hampton is like Brooklyn and Queens. So I moved, and and the rest is history. You know, but New York always gonna be first home to me, regardless. It's always gonna be,
But,
you know, what I,
but
what I learned. Where I got my tools and everything. So New York always gonna be home, no doubt about that. But in life, that sometimes that to be better, sometimes you got to make certain decisions that some people thinks that it's not popular, but it's popular for you. Got to do it for you, and understand that it's a life changing, and you
um,
just got to keep on pushing. That's all.
why do you think it's hard, especially as for a black man? Why is it hard for some of us to remove ourselves from situations that we know is toxic? We know it's toxic. We know it's no good. We know if we go down the block with, if we know we walk down the block
Oh,
with these dudes,
ooh,
trouble's on the way.
mhm.
But we still, to prove our loyalty to them, we still put ourselves in that situation because we feel like we owe them something. Why is it
Right.
so hard for people, and not probably not just black men, just people in general, but I know for us, a lot of times it's hard for us to remove ourselves. So why is it so hard for us to remove ourselves out of a situation that we know is not healthy for us?
Why? Because when you don't know yourself, that's what happened. And also, we have to understand that it's family. That's all we know. And so, at the end of the day, we got to ask ourselves: do individually, do we want better? And sometimes, when you want better, sometimes you got to move yourself from toxic situations, as you talked about it. And a lot of us is not willing at times to some of us. I'm told, let me say some. There are some of us that's not really move because that's what we know. Because we know we strive to be better, we got to change. And so a lot of us not willing to go through the process of change, just as you had to make change. Then you started talk about your story a little bit. You have to make change. You have to want to make the change because change is long term. If you stay where you at toxic, it's gonna be short term. Yeah, throughout the years, yeah, you surviving, but one way or the other in life, it's gonna catch up to you. So I made a part. I said to myself, I want change, but I want to be long term. Picture this, brother. If I would not make them changes, right? I mean, we probably meet each other in New York. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
probably do like that. So that will not be the problem. You know, I'll be around good. But what I'm saying, I probably still be in a certain situation that I'm not happy. And
yeah,
so you gotta make certain changes. Sometimes make change. Sometimes you gotta move somewhere directly. What happened to me? You know, and that's the most painful thing to do. To move away for a certain place. I mean, not in a household, but in the community that you well respected of. They know your growth. They see what you're doing, and then and I felt that I left people by. You know, So pardon me. So individuals was it's hard for me to say goodbye because I was impacting people's lives where I lived at, and there was a lot more to do, and so. But at the end of the day, as a man, I had to make the necessary steps. I had to be happy, and so I want people to understand what I'm saying. I tell the story in my channel, so ain't no problem when I bring it up now. So I want people to understand. Picture you're getting yourself together. I'm giving you I'm giving you the story, y'all. Some of the story. Picture you get up in the morning, getting yourself together, knowing you in the toxic situation. You just were trying to get yourself. Let me get out the house, get myself together. Then all of a sudden, there's a conversation happening. Then you say to yourself, enough is enough. You're not gonna know. We not going back and forth, right? And let me say that there's no physicality into it either. Those physical. I'm not saying y'all. I'm sorry. There's physicality, ain't no physical whatsoever. Then when you finally understand enough is enough, you gotta leave, right? Then all of a sudden, so picture this family. You made a call. Come on down. Don't worry about it, be out. Picture you only had 2 plastic bags of clothes, just 2, and practically an empty knapsack. Traveling on the train, hurt. You know, you laugh and everything, you know, and so it's a lot of question marks. It's not like, yo, I gotta get down, I'm going to the Bronx. You hear what I'm saying? All right, no problem, you know. But leave from somewhere. You know, like I said, I've been out of town, so there ain't no problem. But leave out of town and start a new life. Hurt. Because you know you gave what you got. Being disrespected. Then going to a family. And I talked to my older brother about it. He said, no, you shouldn't think about that. We family, but the point is that I'm bringing my problems to them now. And I always take pride in having my own business, not put it on anybody else. That's how I was raised. Yeah. But at the same time, my older brother said, yo, don't even worry about it. Why are you worried? You my brother. I'm not going to have you in the street. He said, well, you know, if you can find somewhere in New York, I'm happy with that. You hear what I'm saying? But there was nowhere to go in New York. You coming out here. I'm not going to have you in the street. And so I thank him for that. Because at first I was going to be homeless. I'll be honest. I was going to go to be homeless, not in the street, but go through the process, be in the shelter and get my own place and everything. But at that time, it wasn't really nothing. It wasn't nothing. was open at the time and housed in Section 8 and all that. So
yeah, 2012 was a because it's funny because that was the year I was actually in Ready, Willing, and Able. And I graduated from Ready, Willing, and Able later on that same year in December of 2012. And then I ended up moving down south, which things didn't work out. If it would have worked out, y'all probably would have never knew me because, you know, to live down south to get an apartment it's super easy. Super easy. And that's probably what I've been. But you know what? That's not what God wanted to put me in. He removed me from that situation. So anybody who's coming in this morning that don't know what we talking about, of course it is Saturday, it's the morning chop up, and the word of the day is removed. But I want to ask you, underrated,
okay,
how do you? Because we all have our biological names, we all have our YouTube names. Some of us have our street names. Some of us have our nicknames. Whatever. How do you separate? Because it's not the same. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. How do you separate Jerry Thomas from underrated? Because you have to separate the two so people won't get it twisted. Because Jerry Thomas could be something different from underrated. You could be cool as Jerry Thomas, but then as underrated, if somebody takes you to that point, there's a flip side to you. How do you separate the two?
Jerry Thomas is the name through God that my parents had gave me. I came through my parent. I'm gonna be. I don't want to sound biblical, but I also want you to understand it, right? That's the name that was chosen to give to me, and also I have my late father's middle name. But I have to understand Jerry Thomas is me. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you know that you want, it's me. Underrated is part of it, but I separate because Jerry Thomas, I handle my business, my household and everything. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom like that. You know that hey, I am Jerry Thomas. but you know, Jerry Thomas is the everyday person. Jerry Thomas that, hey, you know, when I go through my shit, I need a break. I need a motherfucking break. Jerry Thomas pay his bills. Jerry Thomas, you know, when he gets sick, when I get sick, I have to understand, live by my side to take care of myself. Jerry Thomas also had to deal with a lot of people has disrespect him, and also a lot of disappointment that even at times I don't bring it up.
Yeah.
Jerry Thomas was in special education, had been disrespected by people for a long time, had to deal with that, the stigma of being part of being a special ed. But also Jerry Thomas had rise to the occasion, had to understand that we dealing with dumbass people.
That we have to
Jerry,
remove ourselves from.
so you have to move yourself from it. Jerry
Yeah.
Thomas had to understand, born and raised in New York, you're not gonna you ain't gonna be raised a silver spoon. So you had to hustle, you had to always be on your P's and Q's to live.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
now that's Jerry Thomas. That's my life. That's part of my life. Underrated um slash social media, you're getting a person that, yeah, I'm entertainer. Yes, I do entertain. And Jerry Thomas entertain, but it's going to be on my pace of Jerry Thomas. Underrated, understand I'm on social media, so I'm gonna give you a little Jerry Thomas, but just enough to understand. Now, my brother McLean, his wife, and a few others, they know Jerry Thomas, so we're not gonna get into that. But the ones that knows me, hey, listen, yeah, I'm entertaining, yeah, you know, yeah,
Um,
I don't put myself really out there, but you know, so I am that I'm trying to be that black and smooth person, you know, that brother, she
yeah.
stays sleep. He gave me that name, Black and Smooth. And so yeah, I'm gonna give you that Brooklyn, but at the same time, I'm trying to be a mild tempered person because I understand in social media, as you know, for a long time being social media, we get dealing with a lot of sick people, and there are some people that actually need our help to help them. So I had to be entertained, I had to be understanding. So I had to but also I had to pull a little Jerry Thomas into it too. So I give the people a notoriety of humanity. I want people to understand that no matter what social media means, I'm giving you part of my humanity. But in the entertainment level. So that means that you had like I love what you said, you had to separate. And so for right now. So while I'm in this, so while we in the social media, you're gonna make some changes. But when you in the social media with the things that we do, you should always strive to be better. You should always strive, whatever it is. What's the real purpose why you on social media? That's the question we should ask ourselves. Now, you question you want to get money, ain't nothing wrong getting money, but if you there for if you there to help, also entertain yourself too. And so the thing about this that you have to separate of your real life, real life from social media. And I feel that throughout the years I had done a pretty good job. But there are times I fell fall short and stuff like that. But at the same time, um, you know, y'all look at underrated is nothing to play with, as you already know, brother. So,
Yeah.
you know, there are people throughout you have been trying to play me because I'm a cool, calm person. I'm a punk. Oh, you this and that, but nah, but but see, y'all see that side, y'all don't want see, y'all don't want that Jerry Thomas on this side. And I'm trying my best not to want to bring that Jerry Thomas to the side. I'm not saying that I'm a bully and stuff. No. But see, this Jerry Thomas, when I'm talking about, yeah, I got older now. Yeah, you get in my, I'm talking about as a man, you get in my face. Yeah, some things gonna happen. Yeah, underrated. I can say, yo, I'm gonna get to you and stuff like that. Just as we brought up yesterday on my channel when you and Tiffany, you
Yes.
know, was very afraid. Not for me, but for that person. And cause they see me like they see me, but like that, like I'm heated, and like he said, I forgot to cut off the live. I thought I caught them because I didn't want them to know, but I was there. She said, "Brother, please, please, you my brother." Tiffany was about crying to please talk to him. And so Brother McLean, where we talking right now, he said, "Brother, no, I don't care, because at that part I was crashing out temporarily. I didn't give, you know what I mean? But I want that person to feel me, but at the same time, see, that was Jerry Thomas because Jerry Thomas got tired of it. And so I had to understand that.
Hey, what up, brother? Salute.
So so I have to
Um,
understand that I had people that care. And that's part of it too. When you meet social media, you meet some good people, meet some beautiful people like Brother McLean and Tiffany, and a few others. But there's a whole lot that I lost out throughout the years too, and I'm happy. Be gone, be
yeah.
gone. I'm happy. I'm
Um,
happy. So that's right.
so sometimes we have to, like, even with that, um, sometimes I have to remove myself from me. And this
Hmm.
sounds crazy because I be forgetting sometimes that, okay, No Duck Zone is your brand, it's you,
Hmm.
but it ain't your biological name. And I think with me, I don't really separate myself from the two. Yes, it's a part of me, but I mean, me, if I flip out, rather if you talking to Clarence or No Duck Zone, sometimes you might get the same shit. It all depends. And sometimes I have to tell myself, you got to learn how to remove yourself from it just for that moment. Um, because people will think they know you. Soon they first time they can see you about to crash out or think they can do anything to push your buttons, they're going to do it. By either dissing your name, dissing your brand, dissing your channel, or just dissing you. Um, but you got to know how to remove yourself from them. Anybody that's coming in the morning, make sure you smash that like button. Um, Welcome to the morning chop ups. We are talking about, well, we're just chopping it up, but the word of the day is remove. And I've had people underrated, so many people, and still working on removing myself from a lot of people. But I've probably removed myself from the people that is ridiculous. And some of the people I've removed myself from, I never even gave them an explanation. I just slowly removed myself from them because sometimes people are just no good for you and they don't serve a purpose. And then I find myself sometimes we have to remove ourselves um, to save ourselves because we can get caught in situations where we were like, you know what, that ain't that other person's fault, that's your fault. And this is the reason why y'all have heard me say in the past, I control where I want to go, where I want to hang out, who I want to hang out with, and what time I'm going to come back. I need to remove this back pain I got going on right now. Jason. Yeah. So And when I say that, I'm serious because then I go, we have to remove ourselves from situations like that. Sometimes we have to save ourselves because before we can save anybody else, us come first. We
Yeah.
got to save ourselves. And I don't think people realize that. But there's a lot of people in situations that they refuse to remove themselves from. You know, I look
Mhm.
at some women that's in abusive relationships, and I go, baby girl, can't nobody help you if you don't want help. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that situation. And if you don't, like I said, then the person who's beating on you, they're gonna remove you where you're not here to tell your side of the story. Um, the word remove is a very important word. Um, especially here in New York. You know, some can happen here, and you got to remove yourself real quick from the situation. I've been on trains where I see people get into it about the stupidest things, and one person will just get up and move and remove themselves because it's like it's not worth it. Because you could go from having a disagreement with somebody to either ending up stab, shot, or a fist fight. That's how quick things can escalate here in New York. Um, but you know, as I'm sitting and I'm thinking about this word, and I'm saying to myself, we find ourselves in the same situations, not so much because we're just comfortable with it, it's because we're not removing ourselves. Sometimes the situation is not going to remove itself. And when you see the situation is not removing itself, then you need to be gone. You need to get away from it. When I see people move and I see them relocate, or if I see them stop being cool with somebody, or they break up with somebody, we all have questions of why. Y'all were perfect together. What happened? It wasn't just a not seeing eye to eye and we kept arguing or we was about to get physical with each other. But to save yourself, no matter how violent that other person wants to be, to save yourself, you got to remove yourself or you'll become a victim. Rather, if that person does anything to you or they'll lie and say you did something to them, and now they'll just remove you to jail. Um, it's scary because we know a lot of things are not good for us. We know a lot of people are not good for us. We know a lot of places are not good for us. And we still yet have not removed ourselves. Because everybody lives in a world where they think nothing could happen to them. They know everything. And if it was going to happen to me, it would have been happened to me.
Yep.
You know how many people have walked out their door and never came back home?
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantee that when you walk out your door, you're coming back home. There's no such thing. If anybody tells you that, they're a lie. Because you know you got somebody to go, well, what could possibly happen to me? Don't nobody want to do anything to me. Everybody loves me. So what is that to me? That's a slap in the face. Because what are you saying to people that's deceased? A lot of people love them, and some people would just walk into the store or crossing the street and got hit by a car, or you had a bunch of idiots who decide to turn the neighborhood into the wild wild west, and they got hit.
Yep.
We see it every day here in New York. Every day. And that's the reason why I tell you I don't go to block parties. It's a lot of things I don't do. And if I do go somewhere and I see something's about to go on, I remove myself for it. Especially if I got Tiff with me. Come on, we going. We're gonna remove ourselves from this because this is gonna get bad. And if we stay because we want to be nosy, because one thing about us black people, we nosy. And it's sad how nosy we are because we like drama so damn much that we so
Yep.
quick to stay and watch or take out our phones and record something. It's funny how we like to do the recording, but we don't want nobody recording us. It's crazy. We got it backwards. But the word of the day is remove. When does it come to a time where you remove yourself from a situation, from a place, from a person, from a job? A job is not going right and you're not getting along with the supervisor, the boss,
Yeah.
the manager, the employees. When do you say, you know what? I got to just remove myself from this job? Because if this manager or supervisor, general manager say something else to me, that's going to be he or she last words. See, it's not really hard to remove ourselves from situations. Sometimes we try to stay in a situation to see if we can get some type of control of it. Or we're just not thinking about that. We're just in the moment.
Right.
It's kind of like when I said about going to the parade. And I said, when I was speaking about Juve, yeah, that's right, Jason. That's a fact. And when I spoke about Juve, I said, if you go into a parade and the people that you're going with, if they don't know how to have fun, or if they get there, they start having what they think is fun, but you might not consider that as fun because acting stupid and getting drunk all day is not having fun. That's being exactly what it is, stupid. You need to remove yourself from them. But you won't remove yourself from them because you're saying, oh, that's them on the regular. That's what they do. But then you out there babysitting a grown person that's probably your age. So now you got to babysit them and everywhere they go. And then you get yourself in a situation with them or they get you in a situation and you're like, you know what? Eventually, oh, now it's time for me to remove myself. I can't be friends with you because everywhere we go, we're getting into something and you're getting me into something. I'm not getting us into nothing. You are because you can't control your alcohol. So now when you're on the train going back, on the bus going back home, you in the cab, you driving back home, you like, yo, I had it with you and I can't until you get yourself together. Till you get yourself together, we can't kick it no more.
Right.
So I got to remove myself from you. And sometimes the best medicine in the world that you can take is not what the doctors prescribe you with. Sometimes it's your own medicine. And that medicine sometimes is removing yourself from places, from things, from people.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys will never understand that. You'll never understand that. I learned a lot being on social media and especially me doing what I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. I learned that it's a lot of people you gotta just not even tell them that you're removing yourself from them. You just gotta block them and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
I had an idiot yesterday that I thought we was cool with. Me and you both know him, and I had to block this idiot. Not because he said something crazy to me, but he just made an ignorant comment in my Facebook group, and I'm like, somebody told me about you, and I wasn't really, not that I wasn't believing it, but you know how you want to see things for yourself.
Yes.
And I seen it for myself, and I'm like, not over here, because you know I don't tolerate disrespect, rather if it's on my YouTube channel, rather if it's on Instagram, rather if it's in my Facebook group.
Yeah.
If you feel some kind of way about somebody, you keep that shit to yourself. Because if you don't, I will remove you. Over here, what are we doing over here? I don't time people out, because that's not removing them. Timing people out is just timing them out. This ain't the third grade. That's why we don't do that over here. We're gonna just get you out of here. You don't serve no purpose over here. We're gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna remove you because this is a channel where you speak you're more than welcome to come and speak your mind at this channel. I don't never want people to think that I don't want to go over there because if I say something wrong, he's going to block me. No, if you say something disrespectful, I'm going to block you.
Yeah.
Everybody's entitled to voice their opinion, but some of you guys think because it's a boxing channel, I can walk in and say whatever I want to say. Okay, and I can introduce you to the door. I don't want everybody to think that, yo, you don't let nobody voice their opinion. That's a goddamn lie. Everybody can voice their opinion,
Yeah.
but it's also about being respectful. And when you come over here, you're going to be respectful. I'll
Yep.
let you get your shit off. I'll let you get your shit off, I'll let you get your shit off. But some of y'all just come over here talking and don't know what the hell you talking about, just running your mouth because you see there's a YouTube channel where you can express yourself or you think you can. Oh, there's another channel I can go to because the other 10 channels done block me, so I can come over here and start some chaos. No, you can't, because the minute you walk in, I'll show you the door. I will remove you. You know why I will remove you? Not because I'm petty, even though I am, but I'm going to protect my space and my peace.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect my brand. I'm going to protect my other people in here that want to come and be a part of No Doug Zone family. I don't care if you got a wrench or not.
Right.
When you want to be a part of the No Doug Zone family, my job is to protect you guys. It's not just about getting subscribers. That's the job. That's my job. Rather if I'm getting paid for it or not, is to protect you guys. So anybody who's trying to come into my channel or Underrated's channel, trying to cause a distraction or disturbance, no. I'm just like that teacher in school. When that one student come in thinking he's gonna cause chaos, what happens? He gets sent to the principal office. But the only difference is over here, I'm the principal. I'm the principal. I'm the dean. I'm all that. And we will remove you if you bring toxic to our channels. We're going to
Right.
remove you. The word of the day is remove. At some point in your life, you got to remove people, places, and things that you know you can't benefit off it. So, you know, I thought about this word this morning before coming on, and I said, you know what, this is a perfect word of the day because Sister 12, when she mentioned it yesterday, I said, yeah, I've been doing the word of the day off and on, because I've been so busy just jumping straight to the morning chop ups. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do that today. That's the word of the day. And like my brother Jason Allen said, remove yourself before it's too late. The idiot from 2 years ago who wanted to put all the nasty rumors out on me. What I had to do, remove myself from that situation. You got to remove yourself from situations. And sometimes removing yourself brings disappointment because you be like, wait a minute, where did we go wrong? Even in relationships, you have removed yourself from women that you loved, or it was that one woman you loved, but for some reason, you stop seeing eye to eye. But listen, I'd rather remove myself from you before it becomes a domestic violence case. And here it is, I'm sitting on Rikers Island.
Yeah, and also, brother, too, when we talk about abuse, we not just talk about physical abuse, as mental
Yes,
abuse,
mental
there's
abuse,
emotional abuse too. That
emotional
sometimes,
abuse. Yeah,
there's at
yeah.
times it could be much more severe than physical.
Yes, it can. It's mental, physical, whatever you want to call it. Anything that upsets your stomach and doesn't make you feel like you, it doesn't put you in a comfortable space, because y'all fail to realize still to this day, if you don't start protecting your space and your peace and protect who you are, you're going to have a problem. Everybody's too busy trying to please everybody else, and they're not even pleasing themselves.
Yeah.
You wasn't put on this earth to make anybody else happy. Technically underrated, you really wasn't put on this earth to really make your parents happy, because sometimes you can grow up doing something for a living that your parents don't even agree with,
Right.
because sometimes they want you to be what they want you to be. But if you're in that situation, God placed you there. Check this out, underrated, right? You might have meant to, let's say you might have meant to be a basketball player, but let's just say if you would have ended up working for the MTA, and God rest his soul, your pops go, boy, you ain't driving no damn bus. You gonna get your ass on that basketball court. You gonna play basketball. You gonna go to college. and you better play good enough where you can make it to the pros. Because when you go to these, when you in these games, these scouts gonna come up. But then you go, Dad, it's not what I want to do though.
That's what I
Basketball,
want to do. Right.
basketball is just a hobby. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I want to drive the trains. I want to work for the MTA. I want to ride the bus. You know what I mean? And you know, we're not even here to please them because whatever situation God puts you in, because you know sometimes we have our own plan and He might have some a different route for us.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, you see what me and you do now and what we've been doing. This was all part of the plan, and I'm not mad about what I do. I love this, and I'm glad I removed myself from certain people who didn't serve a purpose in my life from the get go.
Yeah.
You know, I look at it sometime, and then I had like I be having some fighters and some people like some people are funny as shit towards me, and I'll be like, why the hell they ain't speaking to me, or why the hell did we ever stop speaking, or what happened? I start thinking about certain stuff, but then after a while, it don't matter to me. But it's funny how people will make it seem like it's you, but then
Mm-hmm.
you trying to figure out what went wrong, or people are try to place it all on you, and I just after a while, I just be like, the hell with it, because I'm not here. I'm not here for your comfortability. I wasn't sent on this earth to make you comfortable. None of us was sent on this earth to make anybody comfortable, but we all do serve a purpose. Supposedly, um, when like we were saying when 12 was up here, right? You're gonna get to a point in your life where you're gonna start being around a certain group of people, and sometimes them certain group of people that you be around or that person to be around could take you places or introduce you to people that you can only imagine meeting and going. So now you got to start removing yourself from the other people. Like you don't want to forget about them, but you got to remove yourself from the people who you know that's not doing anything with themselves. Because if you have an opportunity, like I always say, to go be great, and you decide to ruin that opportunity because you're hanging around a bunch of nobodies, people who've been doing the same things since you was in the eighth, ninth grade, you're gonna have to remove yourself from them people.
Mm-hmm.
Now the homies are not gonna like that. Look at Jerry, man. Jerry think he better than us, man. I remember when that man didn't have nothing. Now look at him. He
Mm-hmm.
think he he think he's somebody. He done left New York and forgot about us. Heard he down there in VA doing his thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
okay. That's how people are. They get money and they forget. I mean, what do you want me to do? You know, when I look outside and I look in the world, I see a lot of kids, and I don't mean kids in school. I see a lot of grown people. They're kids. I see a lot of guys your age and a little older than you. They ain't nothing but a bunch of grown ass kids. Because the way they move, no matter how many years they've been on this earth, they still out here moving like they're a damn kid. They be 60 years old on hoverboards and shit, riding around with scooters like they damn 17. It'd be crazy to me, and I just be looking at it like, and when I see a lot of that, that'd be a motivation for me to say, you know what, get yourself together so one day you and Tiff can live somewhere where you can remove yourself from all the bullshit. Because that's what I definitely have plans on doing. Shout out to my sister Tay Tay, my Long Island sister. You got to remove yourself. Places, people, things. Good morning to everybody. Make sure you smash that like button. Welcome to the morning chop up. The word of the day is remove. Shouts to my guest. Well, I can't say guest because he's family. Always underrated one, the number one grounded, the best kept secret on social media. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Underrated Darkness and go subscribe to everybody else out there that's pushing this real content. Um, so sometimes we gotta remove ourselves from ourselves. So let me break that down. When I say sometimes we gotta remove ourselves from ourselves, you ever just been like I said, you've been in a situation underrated where you go, you know what? You tell yourself, man, go sit your ass down.
Oh yeah.
You had to tell yourself, Jerry, go sit your ass down because you're gonna get you're gonna do something that's gonna cost you your freedom.
Yeah.
Jeff Spark, what's up? I see you. Go sit your ass down before you end up in handcuffs. Do you know how hard it is to remove ourselves from ourselves? It's hard because we want to react, we want to retaliate, but we can't do it. It's hard. And that's some things that we have to work on. You know, and remove is not a hard word. People say easier said than done. No, 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 no. It's very easy. It's very easy because you have to decide if I don't move from this, what can happen? If I keep standing on this corner, knowing that they sell drugs, they shoot dice, a lot of shootouts happen on this block. A lot of robberies happen on this block. A lot of stabbings. A lot of kids have been shot on this block. If I don't remove myself and stop coming around here, what's going to happen to me eventually?
Yeah.
Huh? If I keep going down this street, knowing that it ain't nothing but a problem waiting down there for me, I need to start finding different ways to go.
Yeah.
When I'm out here in Harlem and I'm moving around, I don't always take the same way homes. Sometimes I like to take the long way home. Tiff will be waiting on me like, yo, he taking too long. She don't know. A lot of times I ain't taking the same way back home. I don't want people to figure out my routine. Now, I ain't got nobody after me, but it's not the point. You got some people who are locked down your routines when you're moving around.
Yeah.
Oh, they get off at this stop, they take this way, they take that walk. Because the same way I take on it might not be the same way I take coming back. I might come from a whole way where you like, wait a minute, when you left, you look like you was going downtown. Why are you coming from the uptown side? And you were walking. Because people like as soon as they see you walking somewhere, they want to assume that you were going this way when you really weren't. Because I pay attention to who's around and be like, yeah, well, let me go this way because you don't need to be worrying about where the hell I'm going. Especially if I ain't married to you, it ain't your business. So we move ourselves. And removing yourself is a word that nobody should be afraid of. It's not a word that's going to bite you, but it will be a word to haunt you if you don't follow it.
Mm-hmm.
It will put you in a situation where you would wish you would have. I wish I would have did this. And wish is nothing because once something is done, it is done. So wish doesn't even. Wish is a word that shouldn't even exist anymore because once something is done, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wishing something is not going to change the fact of what happened. I could sit here and say right now, I wish I would have had kids with another woman, but it can't change the fact that I had kids with who I had kids with. Somebody is a woman out there saying, I wish he would have married me, but it ain't gonna change the fact that hey, I'm married to who I'm married to, and I'm happy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have went to that party, but then at the end you found out there was a shootout at that party. A fight broke out, and some people left in the ambulance and didn't make it home. Now you're saying, "Woof, glad I didn't go there." But just before you heard that, I wish I would have went. If you weren't there, not to my intent, it was meant for you not to be there. Because sometimes you don't remove yourself and God will remove you from it. You ever got a feeling underrated when you wanted to go somewhere? Back in the days, you chilling in Brooklyn, you heard there was a party in the projects,
Yeah.
but you already knew. You
Oh
heard
yeah.
that one name. You heard that one name, or you heard them couple, because you know back then in the 80s and 90s, they were dope boys. And you go, you thinking about the ladies, but then you thinking about also, nah, this is one time when you like, I'm not going.
I can tell you one time the one came to my mind, right? This is at the time my grandma was living in Brown because she before she moved to North, right? And this is up in Van Dyke Projects. So it was a young lady that talked back in the days. And they said, yeah, man, with Van Dyke, yo, they want you to come through. And I said, what building? Not going. Just like that. Nah, no, that building is very different.
Yeah,
Drugs, stick up, no. But you know ain't nothing happening. That's not the point. I'm
that's not the point. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
that's not the point. I care about my safety.
exactly. And I said, no, I'm not gonna partake.
Yeah, I remember one of my cousins used to go to the tunnel. Um, and one night she decided that I'm not going to the tunnel tonight. Well, she kept saying, I don't know, something. I'm just not eager to go like I'm usually eager to be glad she didn't go because the night that her friends went, one of the women got their face slashed open.
Mm.
A fight broke out, and you know, the tunnel was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I ain't never been in the tunnel. I've actually been to the tunnel, not inside, but I've been to it when I used to watch my sister go, her baby daddy, God rest his soul. She used to go get him from there, and that place was wild. Even the security to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
But one of the girls got a fight broke out. A girl got a face slash, and she says this is the reason why. Because the one night I don't go, she gets her face slashed. That could have been me, but she says something like God kept telling me don't go. And sometimes if you don't remove yourself, God will remove you. Like some people have lost their jobs, right? Or you have quit your job, and you be like, was it even meant for me to have this job? Sometimes God will let you know this ain't. This ain't for you. And you know, we get upset about when we don't get things. We don't get certain jobs, right? Sometimes, you know, God removed you from that situation. You don't need that job. See, I don't think people understand how powerful our Lord and Savior is, that he could put you in situations, but he can also take you out of situations.
You know, that's true because I could tell you, and I'm being very straight up, fam. I could tell you it would be at times that I'd be in the bed crying, wanting somebody that loves me, and your body shakes. It gets tensed up. And picture you go through this for a while. And for a man, we're not gonna talk about it because at that time people don't care. And at the same time, living by yourself and had all this talk about you, this and that and everything. And, but when you have faith in God, as I do, and as you do too, brother, sometimes you got to give it to God's hands. I know we sound biblical again, but sometimes you got to give it to God's hands, let it work out. And then at the same time, you know, you start receiving blessings.
Yeah.
And so, and I have to talk like that because I'm a testimony of that throughout my life. And that's why it's so important. Like now we know each other about 5 years.
Yes,
And
sir.
it seems like that we know each other for a long time. I mean, it helped that we both from New York. We know how it is, and that
Um, I think social media played a role in that too because
yeah,
a lot of the people that's on these social media really don't know each other.
yeah,
And a lot of people only communicate through the sport of boxing. So, like I said, it's a lot of shaking and faking, not just in the world, but in these YouTube streets. It's a lot of shaking and faking. Why you think there's so much dysfunctional shit going on with a lot of these content creators? See, when you take me, you, D Free, you take John Candace, you take my man Jason Allen. I never got to meet him, never got to talk to him, only through social media. But you take certain people, or you take me, you, G5, you take a whole bunch of us that's been riding out for a while. There's never been a time in the conversation where we all have tweaked out on each other. We have disrespected each other. Jeff Spark too, he's a part of that. We have never disrespected each other. And if it ever came to that point, we'll have to remove ourselves from each other. Or hold on, brother, we got to talk about this before it spills out to the public. See, a lot of these dudes you see on here, they don't have the relationship that we have. And I don't
yeah,
mean just me and you, but with all my brothers and sisters, they don't have that. They don't want that. The only thing they have in common is boxing. What we all have in common is brotherhood. It's a difference. We're about building. They're about destroying. If you notice that, there's never been no drama. The people I've ever had drama with or call themselves having drama with me, I done got rid of them. Over here, we're about building. This is why there's no chaos over here. This is the reason why this is the place that people come to. It's too much happy day shit over here. I need a little drama over here. Talk in private. Don't put your business out on the internet. No, they don't. And that's what they do. Steady removing themselves and going, hey, let's talk about this behind camera. That's the reason why we are able to keep the relationship, me and Underrated. And other brothers, D Free. I met D Free not too long after meeting Underrated, along with my brother G5, who I got to start checking on more. That's the reason why we're all still cool to this day. Joes, what's up? Peace and blessings to you and your family. This is the reason why we all still cool to this day, because it's brotherhood. The only thing that those other people have in common is just boxing. And they can't even manage to get it together when it comes to that. Because they let boxing come in between what I thought was supposed to be either a friendship or a brotherhood. When it gets like that, you need to go ahead and remove yourself. You need to remove yourself. That's the reason why for 5 years I was able to carry it out with Underrated the way I done. Blessings to you and yours too. God bless. That's the reason why. So when you hear Underrated, why does he keep announcing how many years they've been cool as if they dating? No, it shows you that we could agree to disagree.
Yep.
Plenty of times D Free has disagreed with me. Plenty of times Crush the Legend might disagree with me. But I don't need to flip out on my brothers to get my point across. I'm gonna get clicks, likes, and some subs. They don't realize that's all temporary. Oh well, you know what, Jason Allen? I'm gonna be real with you, man. The jig is up. What you see for a lot of these channels, the jig is up. The jig is up. That's the problem because that's what all people are focusing on. They just focusing on the likes, the subscribers. But you know what? If that's the case, Jason Allen, there's no way in hell I should have 705 subscribers, and ain't none of my content is about drama.
No.
If I had 100 subscribers right now, I probably couldn't be mad because people be like, "Yo, your channel is trash. You don't really bring no type of attention to make people want to watch you." Hey, if I want to do love and hip hop, I'll go try out for the show. If I want drama, I go put on a wig and some lipstick and go be basketball wives. We ain't doing that over here. Those people who are doing that for the clicks and views, if you have to disrespect your brother, if you got to disrespect somebody who's supposed to be your brother, your friend, over a conversation about boxing or any type of sport or any event, that's a problem. You're doing that for clicks and views? That's crazy. If I got to disrespect Jason Allen, underrated, Joe, Jeff Spark, just for a click and views and subscribers, yo, you know what? That man, underrated man, he's a piece of this and he's a that, da 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 da. Now, me and underrated, we going back and forth in the comment section, or we going back over, we putting on a circus show. Like I told y'all yesterday, you become a part of the, you hang around clowns and you'll become a part of the circus.
Yep.
I tell y'all every day, and I'm gonna tell y'all till I can't tell y'all no more. I don't give a shit about clicks, views, none of that. Because if this is the channel for you and you enjoy this, I don't have to be extra to make sure I keep my subscribers. I don't have to do that. All I got to do is be me. This is why I say half of these people y'all meet in real life, they're not gonna keep that same energy in real life that they got on social media. When they on social media, they sound like DMX. When you meet them in person, they look like Carlton.
Right.
It's not unusual.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these dudes, man, you got to remove yourself from them. Miss Knight, there she go. There she go. Okay.
Hey, Miss
Okay.
Knight. Good morning,
Now I
Miss Knight.
Now I can get her. Now I can get her.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait a minute. What? Hold on, Miss Knight.
That's how.
No. I know. I thought she had a wrench and it says she don't have one. Hold on. Okay. Okay, there she go.
Okay, Miss Knight, type something in the chat right now.
Yeah, please type something.
Type
Wait a
something in the
minute.
chat.
Why look like my man Jason? Whoa. Hold on.
They I'm telling you, they be on that. They be on that, bro. There you go.
YouTube be taking wrenches. Jason, type something. It's how he don't have a wrench. That's crazy.
And he just had a wrench, right?
And I just had a wrench, yo. I think they be playing though. But this is the thing that Drew Titan used to warn me about. He used to be like, yo, they be taking wrenches and all that. Anybody that's all right, because I know who got a wrench and who don't. Jason Allen, go ahead and make a comment, my guy. Let me tell you Jeff Spark, because Jeff Spark, I think he still got his. Yeah, he still got his. Don't take wrenches from my people I love. Don't do that.
Hey.
Don't take wrenches from my people I love that come support me. YouTube, you better stop.
Hey, YouTube, y'all be hating.
Look. The word of the day is remove. They remove the wrenches.
But y'all remove the wrong people.
Y'all should be. You know what? They should be removing these damn trolls. You don't remove my people with the wrenches. Remove these trolls. What the hell wrong with y'all? But it's all good though. But so it's a brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
We don't get into nothing over here because it's real family over here. But those other people that you see argue boxing, they're not family. They're not brothers. Y'all ever notice that? Do y'all ever take not my people that's in here? not my people that's in here, but somebody else that might be watching this channel for the first time. Take your time to go through all my videos and you tell me where you have saw chaos in my videos, where you have seen Jason Allen disrespect Jeff Spark, you seen Crush the Legend go at it with D Free. You see me violating my brother Underrated. Show me a video and I won't go live no more. I will close the doors to No Doug Zone. You ain't gonna find a video like that. We all could have. If Jason Allen said he didn't agree with me about something, I'm not throwing him out of here. Jeff Sparks said he doesn't agree with something. I'm not throwing him out of here. We gotta remove ourselves from people. It's crazy. So, like you said, Jason, all those people that's doing that with them channels, eventually the jig is going to be up with them. They don't know it because they looking at the how many subscribers they got, they looking at how many views they got. They don't realize eventually the jig is going to be up.
Mm-hmm.
Everything comes to an end. And when it does, the anthem that I'm gonna hear is gonna be that Jermaine Jackson. Y'all know that song. Don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. That's gonna be the anthem. When it comes to an end for a lot of these dudes, that's gonna be the anthem. Don't take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point the jig is going to end. It's gonna end.
Yeah.
You can only get away. What my man Beanie Siegel said in State Property. Fake thugs can only pretend for so long.
Yep.
The word of the day is remove. You have to remove yourself. I refuse to get caught up in a system that allows me to tear another brother down. I refuse to let family do it. I refuse to let strangers do it. I refuse to let other content creators do it. I have my own shit going on with my own wife where I have to keep that together. So I have no room for any outsiders. Remove yourself from a situation that you know you can't benefit and it's not healthy for you. For all my ladies out there that's in abusive relationships, I'm no Dr. Phil, but I'm telling you right now, remove yourself, baby girl, because you deserve better than that. Fellas, if you're in an abusive relationship where you know we get abused too, a lady going upside our head, if she wait for us to hit her back so she can have 911 on speed dial, you better get your ass up out of there, homie. Even if you got to go crash at your homie's crib, get up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Save yourself from a trip to Rikers Island, because that's where your black ass is going. Get up out of there.
And also too, if you're in abusive emotionally, right? Mentally, you got to get out of there. Don't think, no. And anybody y'all learn this from me. It's not worth it. Like Brother McClain, go to somebody's house, take a walk, plan something to get yourself out of this situation because you deserve better. Understand that you deserve better. And the ones that they causing it, don't worry about them. Don't you? Oh, I wish they could feel my pain. And no. Just do what you have to do, because in the long run, they're gonna pay for it. But that is not. But see but see that's not, that should you should think about that. Get just so think on that too. Have value for yourself.
Yeah. We're not on here trying to be preachy. Um, and we all know that saying hard head makes a soft ass. We're not here, at some point we just all got to remove ourselves from situations that we know is not good. On this social media, stop thinking that y'all giving people clicks and views because you up here call yourself exposing somebody or tearing somebody down. Rather, if you wrong or right, at that point, it doesn't matter. Because in this situation, If you respond to anybody, you just as wrong as them. Well, what are we supposed to do? We just supposed to let people talk about? No, because then y'all act worse than rappers. Every time somebody says something, you got to go in the booth and make a diss song about them.
No.
Ignore them, because all you doing, you're feeding into they shit, and you bringing them views.
Yeah.
Remove yourself. I don't understand why it's so hard. A lot of you dudes, like I said, over here on this channel, it's real family. And if you think I'm lying, all y'all got to do is go look at my cookout. I've done 3 years straight, no Doug Zone annual barbecue. You have not seen no confusion at my barbecues. You don't see no arguing, fist flying. You never heard one damn thing bad about my barbecue. I don't care how many people. Well, no Doug Zone. If you hot like that, why is there not 100 people at your barbecue? I don't want 100 motherfuckers. That's why it's a private event. I don't need 100 people around me to feel good. I could have 20 people at my barbecue. Me and my wife is having a great time. It's real family over here, and y'all don't know the definition of that. And you may never know. Your behavior allows me to see that you really don't know nothing about what that means. Well, I'm not on here, McLean, to be buddy buddy. All right, so stop inviting people into your life. Stop inviting people into your space, your privacy. Stop allowing them to come in. And then soon as y'all have a disagreement about something, now you're on social media bashing them. But just before you started that, they was your brother.
Right.
They your guy. That's my homie. Stop letting people in then. You give people ranches and shit, and then all of a sudden, they thought that, hey, we was cool. It wasn't no problem. But because we had this one disagreement, now the whole goddamn world knows. Makes no sense.
Doesn't.
It's kind of like that movie, the Don King movie, where he's in there talking to Teddy Atlas, and he walk in the gym, and he asked him, "Did you see Sammy?" And he said, "Yeah." Teddy said, "Yeah, something, something." And he goes, "Now you see, that's what I'm talking about. I know he owe me money. He know he owe me money. Now the whole damn world know he owe me money.
Yeah.
I know you got a problem with me. He know he got a problem with me. Now the whole goddamn YouTube community know we got a problem."
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We can keep the problem private, but y'all choose to keep it public because it makes your channel look good.
Yeah.
Makes you look like some type of person who handles their business. No, you look goofy.
Right.
You look super goofy.
Yep.
Instead of you just removing yourself from the situation.
Yep.
Go create content. I don't understand. Well, I am creating. This is somebody, or just keep mentioning them, is not creating content. In your mind, it is because you're looking at the views and you're looking at the subscribers. But what you're really doing is creating a problem, a never-ending problem. But all y'all gonna do is keep taking shots at each other.
Mm-hmm.
You're not creating content. You're creating beef. You're creating something that might be impossible to go away if you're not careful. And this goes for family. I got some family I love, and then I got some I got to love from a distance. Then I got some I just don't give a fuck about. That if they came knocking at my door at 3 a.m. saying they had the shit, I'm gonna be like, damn, you shit out of luck.
Damn.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, underrated. I'm not saying this because it sounds good. There's just some people you gotta leave them where they at because they serve no purpose, even if they're family.
I agree with that.
You got some family that will knock your head dead off your shoulders for $1. And I don't mean $100. For $1, they'll knock your head clear off your shoulder. I'm gonna protect my space and my peace and my investment. But in order for me to do all those, there's gonna be some situations I got to remove myself from, and there's some places I got to remove myself from, and there's gonna be some people I got to remove myself from. Now it might hurt. Damn, I love him, man. That's 25 years of knowing him.
Yeah.
But he can't seem to stay out of jail. He can't seem to stay off the street corners. He want to keep doing the same thing that we was doing when we was in fucking high school. Here it is in 2025. You've been doing this since 96, 97. You ain't tired? So when I'm changing, now all of a sudden he's trying to be better than everybody. How? You think I'm trying to make my channel better than anybody because of the way I speak? I'm not in no damn competition. I already done told y'all that. In order to have competition, you gotta be competing, you idiots. Competition can't have competition with itself. There's gotta be some competition out there. I'll be damned if I compete with you idiots who can't even have a rational conversation about boxing without insulting each other. You think I'm gonna be out there with y'all? Man, y'all got me jacked up. Ain't no, in the words of the late great Aretha Franklin, ain't no way.
Mhm.
Ain't no way. Are you kidding me? I wish you would knock on my door and don't. I wish you would knock on no Duck Zone door saying, "Hey, no Duck Zone, I see you. Me and you competing. Shit, you must be competing with my shadow. Because in order for me to compete, I got to be competing back with you. I don't acknowledge none of y'all when we talk like that. I'm not on YouTube to compete with no goddamn body. I'm here to spread the word. So if you competing with me, that sounds like a you problem. I wish I would. Are you crazy? So when it comes to all that competing, all that debating, I remove myself from all that because that does nothing for me. Does nothing for me. What is it supposed to do for me, underrated? Besides piss
Nothing.
me off, have me raise my voice, and have me get out of character and disrespect another black man because I
Right.
couldn't control my emotions. Doesn't do anything. So, the rest of y'all that want to keep pushing drama, um, that keep spreading lies, because shit right now, YouTube is spreading like wildfire. And when fires break out, they hard to put out. Y'all got a little fire going on, so you figure, hey, it's just a little fire. What could possibly happen? Right, underrated? It's a little fire. What could possibly happen? What are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do when that fire spreads and you can't put it out?
Right.
Y'all seen forest fires? Yeah, they start out little, but then when they spread out, what can you do? You seen the situation with the people in California. When the fire spreads out, what can you do? See, a lot of y'all haven't felt it yet on your channels. When the fire spreads out, a lot of y'all ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. Because making videos dissing people after eventually the jig is up with that. That ain't gonna be good enough no more. Y'all are not rappers. So dissing somebody is not gonna necessarily fix the problem. Well, McLean, what do we need to do? Remove yourself from the situation. You never was taught to remove yourself from a situation? What are we 3 years old? Wasn't we taught that when the stove was hot, you don't touch it? Wasn't we told that when something's plugged up, you don't go touch it? Wasn't we told when we were younger that if there was a cup on the table, you just don't pick it up and drink it because you don't know what's in it? So why some of y'all act like y'all ain't got no fucking common sense? Some of y'all, I think y'all raised your damn self, and some of y'all came in the house with a mother and father. or your grandmother raised you. Some of you act like you raised yourself. And I knew we all were raised by somebody who taught us something. Yeah, we might be stuck in our own ways, but we all was raised by somebody that gave us good advice. But somewhere down the line, we just went and did our own thing. Heard you, copy. That even includes me. But we not about to be out here acting like we ain't got no damn home training. Well, I don't know what the word remove means. Oh, you don't know what the word remove means? You know what it means. You just don't acknowledge it. My brothers and sisters, boys and girls, children of all ages. Like Underrated said, rather if it's physical, mental, whatever it is, if it's going to make you feel better or if it can save your life possibly, remove yourself from the situation. Remove yourself. I'm gonna need a lot of you guys to stop being on social media incriminating yourselves, telling another man on live what you gonna do to him. Because just like this hip hop police, y'all don't think it's YouTube police? Huh? If they watching, if there's hip hop police, what makes y'all important? Because nowadays, Underrated, it's so easy to go get a person now. These police ain't got to go out their way to go get you. They ain't got to go out their way to get you. All you got to do is be sitting here on YouTube saying some dumb shit and then turn around and say, I didn't say it or I was just upset that day. It's too late. You said it. Y'all not protecting your space or your peace. And your channel is supposed to be so important to you, and you guys are just sitting there disrespecting your own channel. Not even caring. Not even protecting it. Not guarding it, not nothing. Your channel's a free for all where people would just walk in and say and do whatever they want. Oh, but no, when you guys come to No Doug Zone, it's totally different over here. I promise you, it's totally different. Over here is like one of those Catholic schools, like one of them going away schools. That's what this is like over here. Once you over here, there's rules, and you will abide by them. You will follow them, or you can go somewhere else. Because we gonna keep family over here. If I call you a brother or a sister or a king or a queen, that's exactly what you are. And at any moment, if there's a problem with me and you, please holler at me. I got Facebook, I got Instagram, I got an email. There's more than one way to get into somebody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go ahead, Underrated. You can go ahead and touch on that.
Well, I can say this though. Gotta get ourselves together. Let me tell y'all. Get yourself together. Have value to yourselves. Have value. Man or woman, have values yourself. Do whatever you can to make yourself happy. No matter what it takes,
Yeah, Jason, or be removed. I'm serious, or be removed because
just remove yourself.
This is not a place for shenanigans. Now over here, we laugh, we make jokes. That's why thank God for my brother D Free. Thank God for my brother BC. When there's certain people over here, like even with Josh Sanders, they bring laughter and joy to this channel. And you know how many times they have went out of their way to make me laugh when I don't feel like laughing, where there's times I feel like crying, there's times I feel like breaking down, I feel discouraged, I feel less of a man, I feel less of a husband. Don't think being a husband brings joy to my life. And it's not that I don't like it. It's just that some things I can't do as a husband that pisses me off to the high level of pissivity. And I still have to come on here and talk to y'all. And a lot of times y'all make me forget about what I'm even upset about. But I don't always come up here with the appropriate attitude. Because there's a lot of times, and I've said it in one of my Instagram pictures, I don't feel like smiling all the time.
Well, either. Nope.
I got to do it. Because, when you don't smile, everybody want to be in your goddamn business. No. And I don't like that all the time. A lot of times I don't want people all in my business, but at the same time, whatever you put out on social media, it becomes everybody's business now. That's what we have to remember.
Yeah.
Once you put it out there, you're making it everybody's business. But yeah, underrated. These are situations that we could benefit off.
Yep.
It'll help us down the road. My thing for 2026 and my thing for a life period, I won't even put a year on it. My thing in life period is to keep myself away from the toxic. I don't need you coming around pretending like you like me. I don't need you. I don't need no pretenders in my life. I don't need no. I don't need no shaking and faking. I'm gonna tell you right now. Check this out, underrated. Right? I bet you what I'm gonna say right now. You have never heard or no channel. Is everybody? What's that, underrated?
Sorry about that.
I'm not accepting. I repeat, I am not accepting any shaking or faking applications.
Oh, no, he dropped bars, man. He dropped bars.
I'm serious, underrated. I'm
Yeah.
not accepting no shaking and faking applications. So if you know you're not for me and you don't fuck with me, I need you to remove yourself from me. Because you know, some people come to your channel and be nosy and just want to see what you're talking about. And then when you ain't talking about their favorite fighter, or if you ain't talking about no drama, then they get out of here. But I repeat, I'm not accepting any shaking and faking applications.
Oh.
Okay, let me say that again because that probably went over some of y'all heads. I'm not accepting no shaking and faking applications. Family, friends, strangers, co-workers, I don't give a shit who you are. Oh, y'all don't understand. Ooh, wee. Y'all talking to no Doug Zone right now, but in 2026, you're gonna be talking to Clarence. And he's gonna be on his bullshit for the new year. Oh, yes, sir. Because I can go to bed at night comfortable. I can go to bed real comfortable at night knowing that I do what I'm supposed to do when it comes to my show, and I ain't gotta sit around and gossip like a little girl just for views and clicks. But for some of y'all, the jig is going to be up for you. Promise y'all. Y'all don't even know. The Reaper's coming to knock at your door. He's coming. I'm fine. But if you want to really to people, when they talking to you, if you find out there's anybody in your life right now, family or friends, co-workers that's shaking and faking with you, this is what I want y'all to do. Don't wait till 2026 to say this. There's no New Year's resolutions. We don't need all that, right? Look the person in the eye and let them know I'm not accepting no shaking and faking applications. Well, who's shaking and faking with you? I ain't got to explain all that. I'm not accepting no applications. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. There's some people who are accepting those applications because they just want to be able to say that they know somebody and they got friends. It's a damn word that it's a damn shame that people are desperate just to have friends, so they accept any behavior that comes with them friends. A lot of y'all on here on these channels, y'all are accepting shaking and faking applications. You accepting it. Not me, not over here. I don't need it. I don't want it. It does nothing. It does nothing for me. Does nothing for me. And this is not a YouTube thing. This is just in life, period. We're talking about life. We're not just talking YouTube. remove yourself from places, things, and people. Because whatever happens after that, you're fully responsible for it, even if you didn't start it, even if it didn't have nothing to do with you. You shouldn't have been around it in the first place. For all you women that got that one friend, oh, that's my girl. Me and her been cool since 88. But if you know she been doing dumb shit since 88 and it's 2025 and she's still doing it and you didn't remove yourself from her, whatever happened to you and her, your dumb ass deserves it. For you dudes that we want to hang around your homeboys more than you hang around your women, yo, this been my dude since 93. He been my dude since 2001. But if his dumb ass is still doing the same thing and y'all keep getting into the same situations or somebody attacks you because you affiliated with him and you didn't move yourself away from him, then whatever happened to you and him, your dumb asses deserve it. No temporary work is needed. Straight up. Straight up. Y'all in a relationship and you complaining, man, listen, if you've been in a relationship for 20 or 30 years and some shit done went wrong and you didn't remove yourself, whatever happens, your dumb ass deserve it. Everybody deserves something.
Yeah.
We can't have sympathy for everybody. Some people, it needed to happen to them. There's a lot of things that happened to me that needed to happen to me. I can sit there and say that's not fair, and why would God allow that to happen? A lot of times I put myself in them situations. Shit happens. I have no control of certain situations, so I don't sit there and sweat it. Okay, I'm in this situation. I'm just gonna be in this situation. I gotta ride this shit till the wheels fall off, till the whole damn car just collapse. I gotta ride this shit, and I'm cool, cause I'm no Doug Zone, and I'm not ducking a damn thing. I'm not ducking nothing. It is what it is, and that's it, y'all. Smash that like button, y'all. Let's get them likes up. Smash that like button once again. If you are new here, welcome to the No Dump Zone podcast. Welcome to the morning chop up. Like, share, subscribe. Please put the word out. These conversations are very important. There's some people who go back and look at this, and they don't just take it as, because some people, instead of them listening to the message, they listen to how you say it, and then they don't like it. And I'm like, you paying attention to the wrong thing. Don't pay attention to how I say it. Pay attention to what I said. I say things the way I say it because I'm passionate about what I talk about. So don't say you don't like my video that I'm making because of how I said it, because I can say anything how I want to say it or how it needs to be said. Let me put it that way. But this is food for thought. Because there's somebody who's going to get up today. There's somebody who's going to get up today that needs to remove themselves from a situation. Nah, I'm not going to this party tonight because you going with so-and-so. I got to start removing myself from y'all. If I don't remove myself from y'all going to put me in a situation where I'm going to go out and not make it back home. Because every time we go somewhere, y'all get drunk. We end up getting into a fight. And even though we've been getting into fights for years, it's going to be that one fight we get into, and for one of us, it's going to be our last fight. So you got to start removing yourself and stop being scared to remove yourself from situations because you're wondering what somebody's going to think about you. If you care more about what people think about you, something's wrong with your mental. Because I'm going to tell you personally, I don't give a shit what none of you think about me. Clarence is always going to do him. I'm going to always do me, rather if you like me or not. Why? Because I'm not here for no one's comfortability. I'm not here for likes. I'm not here for clicks. When I tell y'all, thank y'all for subbing to me, and my goal is to get to this number, it's because I'm pushing good content. At least I would like to think I'm pushing good content. Y'all are showing me that I am. So that's what I like to think, because I don't get discouraged about my content. I don't get discouraged about it. I don't try to look at my numbers or my views and try to match them up with what everybody else is doing, because this ain't no competition. For me, it's not. For the rest of y'all, it is. I'm not finna sit on my live 5, 6, 7, 8 hours to try to catch up to y'all. Shit, ain't that much talking in the world. Not gonna do it. I'll be back today. I'll be back today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, usually Saturdays I'm off, but I'm trying to get to where I need to be in this YouTube. So of course, I'll be back today. We're gonna chop it up today, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Whatever I feel like coming back to talk about today, and 9 times out of 10 is gonna be boxing. I'm gonna talk about it, rather if y'all want to hear it or not. What are we talking about him for? Didn't he retire? What did we talk about him for? Nobody cares about him. Well, guess what? I don't care what y'all care about. I don't care what y'all care about. Because, like I said, there's other channels that be on there talking about your favorite fighter. Go find the channel. There's a lot of them. Go find them. Go find the channel where they're meat hugging your favorite fighter. There's channels out there. No disrespect to them, but we don't meat hug over here. We give everybody an opportunity over here. What we talked about yesterday, Jojo Diaz versus Floyd Schofield. Now, a lot of people might not have been into that video, but it didn't matter. It needed to be talked about. It needed to be talked about. And we did it. And I'm glad we did it. And we're going to come back today and do it again. Not that video, not that fight though. We're going to come back today. I don't know. Underrated. I might come back. Honestly, underrated. And shout outs to all, first of all, shout outs to all my amateurs who performed last night. And shout outs to the ones who's performing tonight. Strong Island Fight Night Series 9, Long Island. Today, Stereo Garden, 6 p.m. I wish I could be there, but it don't look like I'm gonna make it today, and I'm pretty pissed about that. Because going out there is a very long way, and I'm very upset because I was looking forward to being in this one, but I just realized you're not gonna be able to make everything. But shout outs to all the fighters today. I'm gonna go on Instagram and wish everybody good luck. But I love y'all, man. And if something looks up and I'm being there, I might see y'all. But 9 times out of 10, for right now, it doesn't look like it's not gonna happen. But shout outs to all my amateurs, like I said, from yesterday to today, all over the world, no matter what state you're in. Shouts to y'all. I think today underrated. I think I'm gonna come back and do Triple G today. I'm in the mood to do a little. I think I'm gonna come back and do that.
Yeah, what time?
Instead of me doing the 6:05, I might come back a little early. Instead of me waiting to 6:05, I always try to stay consistent with the times. That's the only reason why I picked 6:05. You know what? I'm gonna stay consistent with my time. 6:05.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna stay consistent with my time because I don't really like. Only reason why I went 7:15 last night. I'm gonna tell you something. This is how greedy I am. So me and Tiff was ordering some food, Uber Eats. These motherfuckers took forever. So
Oh yeah.
I was thinking if I go live 6:05 and she already ordered the food, I didn't want it to be as soon as I got live, the food came, and once the food come, I don't like making Tiff wait because that's the time for me and her to be together.
Right. Got
So
it.
I said, let me change the time to 7:15. And the food ended up coming just before the 7:15 show, but god damn it, underrated. I had the itis. I'm sitting on the show like, oh my God, I hope I can hold up. And plus I was drinking. I had a little sippy sip.
Sippy sip.
So I'm over here like, oh man. I'm not drunk because I don't get drunk. I just get nice.
Right.
A little buzz. So I'm like, oh my God, man. And yeah, so I always try to respect the times. But I will be back 6:05. There is something that we have heard that Triple G is trying to make a comeback. It's not that I'm entertaining it. I just want to get people's thoughts. So if this is not for you, you don't have to come in here being disrespectful. Why are we talking about Triple G? He ain't this, he ain't that. Cool, that's your opinion. But just because you have an opinion, that doesn't mean you're gonna walk into my channel and be disrespectful. If you don't like what you heard, you can always walk out. Because there's some people who might want to speak about Triple G. There were some people who are actually fans of him. If you're not a fan of him, it's okay. But don't come over here with the hatred. Come over here with it. This is not a hatred channel. This is a channel that spreads love. See, some of y'all are so used to toxic channels. Y'all think every channel y'all see that speak boxing is toxic. And I'm not gonna allow y'all to do that. BC, what's up, my brother? I'm not gonna allow y'all to do that. You're not gonna do that over here. 605, we'll be coming back to talk about Gennady Ganuff, aka Triple G. I liked him too, man. So yeah, we'll be back to that, man. So what? I got 10 minutes. I'm gonna make that 2 hour mark. Yeah, 2 hours. I might as well stay 10 more minutes. But other than that, underrated. What you everything we spoke about. Because we could get ready to wind this down. We got 9 minutes.
Okay.
Uh, one of the meanest left hooks. Yeah, we're gonna be back 6:05 to talk about him. We're gonna talk about him today, BC. Come back at 6:05.
Yeah,
Everybody
Triple
come
G.
back
Yeah.
at 6:05. 6:05 Triple G. We're gonna get into that. Everything that we basically spoke about, that I mentioned. How did you feel about that?
I feel as much. I feel as much needed. We need to have talk like that. I don't have no problem with it, and I think the people in the chat they had no problem with it. We need to have more talks like that because especially us as me being older. I'm not gonna say being older. Now let me say that. At
Yeah,
my age, I at times I feel myself crashing out.
yeah,
I do. I do. You know, something I do. I feel like crashing. They feel like, oh, but, yo, react certain ways. I said, no, we do. Sometimes I get crashed out. You know,
yeah,
we do. Yeah, I'm like, oh, hold up now. You know, I understand. No, you being disrespectful now. Calm it down. What you gonna do? You and now I gotta be old now. Okay. Let me
yeah,
walk
BC.
away. Let me walk away from you before you going to get hurt. So it's much needed. You know, self value means that sometimes you gotta show restraint within yourself too. You have to.
Yeah,
Sometimes you gotta walk away from things.
yeah, yeah. Um, and that's why the word of the day is remove. We have
Yeah,
to remove ourselves from these situations because
yeah,
there's two things. You could remove yourself or you could be removed. I'd rather
yeah,
remove myself than to be
yeah,
removed. See, be removed is that somebody had to take matters in their own hands to do something to you. I'd rather remove myself.
yeah,
I don't need nobody trying to, I don't want to be removed. If I'm in a club and I know I'm being thrown out or it's about to come to that, I'll leave.
yeah,
I don't need to be removed because I know how these bouncers are. They already looking to whoop ass.
yeah,
They're already looking to put hands on somebody. It doesn't matter if you're 150 pounds. It don't matter if you're 200 pounds. They already be looking to whoop some ass, and I'm not having it. So what I do, I leave, man. Fuck this club. I don't give a shit about this club. New York is filled with how many clubs? I don't give a fuck about these clubs. And it's not to say I go around getting kicked out, but I'll tell you real quick, I don't give a shit. I'm removing. When there's police and it's a situation, this is another thing I want to mention that y'all don't get. When there's police around, stop putting yourselves in a situation where you got to be removed. Get the fuck out of their way. Because sometimes y'all put yourselves in situations where hands are being put on y'all. Get the fuck out the way.
yeah,
Some of y'all got, like Jason Ellis said, y'all got to learn the hard way. Get your ass out the way.
yeah.
Because I'm out. Because when I see them come down the block, I already know this is about to be a recipe for disaster for two reasons. They have a job to do and they looking to do shit, and the dudes in the streets to prove whatever they think they proven, whether if it's pulling out their phones or talking shit, I know this is not going to go good. It's going to go left. And I'm going to remove myself from the situation. What you leaving for? They can't make you leave. They ain't gotta make me leave. I'm leaving my damn self. You think I'm waiting for them to tell me to get off the block? Guys, it's time to go home. You don't need nobody to tell you when it's time to go home. I'm removing myself.
You had every right to be here. No. See,
Nah.
No, you see certain. See, I see certain things happening that you not seeing. So I'm gone.
Let me tell you something. I see a recipe for disaster happening. And once I see that recipe, I'm out. I'm not staying because I think that, hey, I could be here. I'm getting the fuck out of there. Because I don't have time for the bullshit. Yo, BC, you're stupid.
Crazy, yeah.
Yo, you stupid, BC. I swear, boy, you and D Free. I don't know who's worse between y'all two. But on a serious note, let's not be afraid to remove ourselves.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, you a wimp. You this or that because you leaving. You going home. I'll be whatever you want me to be. Call me whatever you want to call me, but just don't call me late for dinner. Call me whatever you want to call me. I'll be whatever you want me to be. But I guarantee you, homie, where I won't be on News 12, and I won't be on nobody's newspaper, and I will not be on nobody's social media where they got to say RIP No Doug Zone. I tell you, that's where the fuck I won't be. So you can call me whatever you want, but I'm going to protect my space, my peace, and my privacy. All you sucker dudes that want to be out there calling somebody a name because they don't stick around and do what you doing. Man, you a clown. Y'all the same ones that end up either getting your ass whipped or getting shot or going to jail or going to somebody's hospital. Yeah, what actually so what good will come to you if you stay? That's why I say it's a recipe for disaster. Now you sitting up in the hospital, let's just say with a bullet in you or whatever happened. Damn, man, I had the opportunity to leave. 30 minutes before that popped off, I should have removed myself. I told myself I was going to go home, but the more I drunk, the more I was smoking, I was feeling more nice. And then this situation popped off. You got to know that when they say enough's enough. When I go out with Tim, I don't be looking to hang out 8 hours. The older I get, I could care less about hanging out. For real. Depends on where I'm at. So me and her go out sometime after like about 4 hours. I'm damn near ready to go home. Because I really don't like people like that. In certain places, I don't like hanging out with people who look like me because I know time out of 10, something's going to happen. Now, not all of them, but sometimes something is going to happen. Because we seem to still can't get it together when it comes to going out and having fun. Everybody got to prove how ghetto and stupid they can be.
Right.
We don't have to do that. As Black folks, we got to know how to start going out and having fun. But you know what? It's not us. We know how to have fun. It's the ninjas that don't. Because, you know, I'm trying not to use the other word anymore. I want to challenge people to stop using that and just say ninjas. But we got to, please, y'all. We got to remove ourselves. No woman out there has to take abuse from a man. No man has to take no abuse from a woman. Nobody has to take abuse mentally from a co-worker, a boss, a supervisor, a manager. None of us. From nobody, not a police officer, not even a judge. There's times I've been in court and I had a judge talking to me crazy. I'll walk my ass right out of there. Not because I thought, because I wanted to, not because I thought I could do whatever I want, but I need to remove myself from the situation, because if I don't, I'm gonna say something crazy to this judge. We got to protect ourselves the best way we know how. If you
Yeah.
have to cut off family, friends, whoever, do it. But at the end of the day, you make sure you protect your space, your peace, your privacy.
Yep.
You make sure. Fuck what your family think or what your friends think or what your coworker think. Your homeboys really ain't your homeboys. Because if they were, they'd have got their shit together. Because
Yep.
living in the hood and not feeling like you got opportunities is no excuse for you to be doing the same thing you've been doing since the 8th goddamn grade. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
You got anything to add to that, Underrated?
Yeah, well, all I can add on is that if you choose yourself to be stupid, that's your decision. Cause sometimes you got to think for others. I always say that you got to think for other people, cause they're not, and it sucks. Like I said, it sucks, but you
Jeff.
have to. So you gotta remove yourself from that situation pronto. You get all that. I listen. I love my freedom whatever I have. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't care if you're freedom, it's all right. But I'm out.
That's a fact. And on that note, we're gonna take it down. I done hit my 2 hours. We'll be back 6:05 to talk about possible the return of Triple G. Everybody's more than welcome to come back at 6:05. And if you don't because you don't want to hear about it, fine. But if you walk in here, just know if you come in here with any disrespect, you're out of here. Plain and simple. So some of y'all might want to think about before you come in here, because we gonna talk about what we want to talk about over here. That's simple. 6:05. We'll be back. We're talking about Gennady Golovkin, aka Triple G. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to my brother Underrated Darkness, BVO, D Free, Prize Fighter. A lot of these guys out here that's pushing real content.
Good.
Make sure you go subscribe to them. All right, Underrated. You know I love you, big bro. I'll probably call you before 6:05. We'll chop it up. I got a couple of ideas of some other stuff I want to talk to you behind scenes.
Definitely. And also, I most likely I might get on to an hour and a half, but it's not gonna be that long. But I'll be on. So
Yeah, because I don't want to be. I don't want to be. I don't.
and chop it up. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I don't want to. I don't want to be online all day today, because usually Saturdays I'm not even supposed to be live. But I'm just trying to, because I went to before we get off. Another thing too, y'all. For anybody that might be new to YouTube, I don't know, but for some of the new ones, make sure you guys go check your watch time. Just go make sure you pay attention to all that, the watch time. And I went and saw how I'm not far from having 1,000 subscribers. I went to look at a lot of times my YouTube shorts. Just make sure we all doing that, because a lot of us just worry about making money, and it can't just be about that. Make sure you go pay attention to all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what I wanted to say, because some people might not know that. But for the ones that don't, make sure you go into YouTube studios and go check and see your work, see what's going on. There might be something that you thought you might have knew that you didn't know. Sometimes people make comments that you didn't catch, and you got to go look at it. It's just all part of the game. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. See you at 6:05. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.
Let's go.